What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel where we speak the truth, we're honest, we give our takes on the Miami Dolphins. It is Tuesday morning, September 27th, 2022. Hope everybody is having a great Tuesday so far. Very early video today. I know I usually save my videos for nights when it's not game day. I usually save it for like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. But I'm doing it early today. I'm getting it out of the way with everything that's going on in Florida, with the hurricane. I'm getting everything out of the way right now and going to prepare for the hurricane that's coming to town very, very soon, probably in a couple hours. So, for everyone in Florida, really quickly, for everyone in Florida, just like myself, please stay safe from this Hurricane Ian. Please stay safe. Stay inside. Do not go outside unless you really have to go shopping or something. I'm getting all the shopping away. I got all the shopping done and over with yesterday and today. That way I don't have to go out tomorrow or Thursday. More than likely, I'm not even going to have class tomorrow. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. But at the end of the day, please, if you're in Florida, just like myself, please stay safe and please stay inside. We don't want to risk anyone with this hurricane. So, hopefully this hurricane will be fine enough for me to be able to watch the Dolphins-Bengals game on Thursday night. I'm already expecting to be a lights out for a Dynamite tomorrow night, but hopefully not for the game Thursday night. We got a big one in Cincinnati against the reigning AFC champions. 3-0, baby. 3-0. The Dolphins are 3-0. They're now number one. They're the number one team on ESPN's power rankings. It's so many power rankings. The Dolphins are top 5 team. They were a top 5. They were number 3 on Good Morning Football, which, I mean, Kyle Brandt is so biased, dude. Before the game on Sunday, he kept saying how the fairy tale's over for the Dolphins and the Bills are going to smack them. Dolphins won, and he still got the Bills ahead of the Dolphins in the power rankings. It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. But I'm trying to find some more. I'm trying to find some more power rankings here. So CBS Sports has the Eagles at 1 and the Dolphins at 2. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about y'all. I think we're better than the Eagles. I don't know if we're the best team in the NFL or not, but I can confidently say that the Dolphins are the best team in the AFC, with the Bills losing and the Chiefs losing. And I'm not just saying that because of our record. I actually do believe that we're better than the Bills. We proved we are, and we're better than the Chiefs. So, really quickly, though, I do want to talk about this Bills game a little bit more since I kind of didn't get – I got some of the stuff I wanted to say in. But first off, if you haven't already, be sure to go check out the post-game recap of Bills-Dolphins. Almost at 100 views. If we could get that video to 100 views, I would greatly appreciate that. That'd be a great accomplishment for that week with the way how an emotional win. That's what I would call this for the Dolphins, an emotional win over the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. We fought the entire game. We fought with, like I said, the Bills. If you look at the stats, you would have thought the Bills would have beat the Dolphins by at least 2 touchdowns. The Bills had 497 yards of offense. The Dolphins only had 212 yards of offense. The Bills had 90 plays on offense. For most teams, that's 2 games. That's 2 games where you get 90 combined plays. The Bills got that in 1 game. The Dolphins only had 39. Yet the Dolphins won against the Bills on Sunday and prevailed. So, and I also want to talk about a couple things real quick. I want to talk about one thing that I didn't talk about was the Tua concussion. Now, I was very freaked out when I saw this. Tua took a big hit from Matt Milano. Tua threw a 3rd down pass to, I believe it was Jalen Waddle, and he was shoved down to the turf by to the field, by Matt Milano, and he fell down, head crashed on the field, got up, was all wobbly, had to be held by Teron Armstead and Leon Eichenberg, and he went out of the game. Luckily, he came back in, and we won the game. Now, what I am hearing from what Tua said is it wasn't a concussion. It was a back injury from Tua. Tua said during the press conference that it was his back. When he went for a quarterback sneak, he felt a tweak in his back, and that's what made him feel uncomfortable. And then the hit by Milano made it even worse, and that's what caused him to leave the game. Mike McDaniel said yesterday that Tua is not in concussion protocol, but he's still dealing with a little bit of the back pain, and he's limited in practice. And more than likely, I do think he will play on Thursday. Now, I will say this. If Tua got tested and had a concussion, we would have not seen him out in the game. He would have not came back. The Dolphins would have went with Teddy Bridgewater for the rest of the game. More than likely, we would have lost. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. But if Tua didn't have a concussion, he wouldn't memorize the offensive plays. He wouldn't make the reads that he did on the field with, okay, this guy's covered and this guy's covered, so I'm going to throw it to so-and-so. He wouldn't have made the deep ball to Jalen Waddle on 3rd and 22 for 45 yards. He wouldn't have made that play if he had a concussion. So, do I believe Tua has a concussion? No, I don't think so. But it definitely looks scary. And looked like he really did have a concussion with the way he got up and was wobbly. Y'all remember when Patrick Mahomes got hurt in the divisional round in 2020 2021 playoffs against the Browns? It reminded me of that, and Chad Henne had to come in and play with the rest of the game, and the Chiefs were a completely different offense. They won the game, but they were completely different. That's the same exact vibe that I got on Sunday. So I do think Tua is fine, and it's only a back injury. And do I think he'll play Thursday night? I do. I do think at the end of the day, Tua is not going to want to sit out Thursday night. The Dolphins have a chance to go 4-0 on national television. So I do think Tua is going to play. Before we get into the Bengals game, I'm not talking about Bills Mafia, okay? They're just wasting my time. They're wasting all the Dolphins fans' time. I'm not even focused on the shenanigans and the bullshit that they're saying. They're in the past. They're with the Patriots, the Ravens, all that. They're in the past. I'm focused on the Bengals. But what I do want to talk about before we talk about the Bengals game is I want to talk about Teddy Bridgewater. And Teddy Bridgewater came into the game, and I'm like, okay, Tua's hurt. We paid Teddy Bridgewater $6.5 million for this reason. Let's see what he's got. Let's see what he can do with this offense. He came into the game. This was a completely different offense. This reminded me of the Jacoby Brissett offense from last year. He came in, incomplete pass, took an 8-yard sack, and then a bubble screen to Tyreek Hill, which was fucking nearly intercepted. So Teddy came into that game and completely changed the offense. And I saw that pass to Tyreek, which was almost intercepted. I'm like, we need Tua back, because if Tua is not coming back in this game, we're going to lose for sure to the Bills. And it was in that moment that I knew. And this year, one of the big things going into this year is Tua Tagovailoa the franchise guy for the Miami Dolphins. When I saw that pass to Tyreek Hill, which was nearly intercepted, I'm like, Tua Tagovailoa is the franchise quarterback. You want to know why? Because when Teddy Bridgewater made that pass, I was terrified that if he was going to play the rest of this game, the Dolphins were 100% going to lose. And that's facts. I truly, truly believe that if Tua had gotten a concussion, which thankfully he did not, he's okay. If Teddy had played the rest of that game, it would have been a completely different game, and we would have lost. So, I'm terrified. Now I'm terrified that if Tua gets hurt, we have to deal with that. We have to deal with Teddy Bridgewater. And I'm telling you right now, Tua is we got the pieces. This is a perfect offense for Tua. We got the perfect pieces. Tyreek, Waddle, Chase Edmonds, I love now. Mostert. The Tua is great in this offense. If he goes down and we have to deal with Teddy Bridgewater, man, I'm not excited. And I'm really, really scared. So, but hey, at least Tua's okay. And he's not in concussion protocol. So, but let's talk about this Bengals game, man. The Dolphins are 3-0, and the Bengals are 1-2, coming off a win against the Jets, 27-12. Pulling up the injury report right now. It was a long list coming off a game against the Bills, so short week of preparation on the road against Cincinnati. This was yesterday. Teron Armstead did not practice. Ethan Carter did not practice. Xavier Howard did not practice. Robert Hunt did not practice. Melvin Ingram, veteran rest, did not practice. Brandon Jones did not practice. Hunter Long did not practice. Tua Tagovailoa did not practice. Jalen Waddle did not practice. Roquan Smith was limited. Javon Holland was limited. Kader Kahu was limited. Greg Little was limited. Zach Zeiler was limited. And Cedric Wilson was limited. So that's a long list of injuries for the Miami Dolphins going into Thursday night. I don't think they're all not going to play, obviously. That's just not realistic. But I will say, and this might piss off some Dolphins fans, I don't know. We're not going 17-0. I'm sorry, it's just not happening. It's not realistic. In 2022, no team in the NFL is perfect, and no team is going 17-0. We beat the Patriots. We had a historic, iconic come from behind win against the Baltimore Ravens. We got a win against our divisional rivals in the Buffalo Bills for the first time in 6 games. Folks, I hate to say this, but we're due to lose a game. The Dolphins, sooner rather than later, are going to they're going to lose a game. And we can't be like Bills Mafia and get petty over a loss. So, and I have a feeling this is the game. I have a feeling this is the game that, it could be a letdown spot for the Dolphins. Now, I hope I'm completely wrong? Absolutely. I want us to go into Cincinnati. I want us to kick the shit out of the Bengals and add it to our resume on the season that, hey, we came down from 21 points against the Baltimore Ravens in the fourth quarter. We beat the best team in the NFL at the time, the Buffalo Bills, and we went into the AFC champs' house and we beat them too. I would love it if we beat the Bengals. I'm just speaking out of reality here that this could be the case. This could be the case that, we drop one Thursday night. And if we do, it's okay. It's okay. And if some of these guys need rest, hey, give them rest. Or just have them play, and then we got 10 days of rest. We got 10 days, not rest, but hey, we got 10 days before we have to play the New York Jets. So, we'll see what happens. This is the last game on now. Tough beginning of the season. And I did say this was the toughest. And I'm going to talk about it real quick. Then I'll get into Dolphins offense, Bengals, my usual. The Dolphins, as we know, beat the Patriots, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Bills. They play the Bengals Thursday night, which is going to be a tough game on the road in Cincinnati on a short week. It's going to be a really tough game. But after that, our schedule is very favorable, folks. A very favorable schedule up until, I would say, December 4th. So we'll go from Week 5 to Week 12. After the Bengals, we play the Jets, Minnesota, which will be a tough game, Pittsburgh, I'm going to that game, the Lions, Chicago, Cleveland, a Week 11 bye week, and the Texans. I think realistically we can win most of those games. If I'm being straight up honest with you, the only game that I'm questionable about is the Vikings, because we've seen how the defense could be against good offenses. We did hold the Bills to 19 points, but the Bills got nearly 500 yards of offense against us. So the game that I'm probably, out of all of those, that I'm mostly concerned about is probably the Vikings game. But all the rest of those games, they're very winnable games, I think, for the Dolphins. The Jets, they're the Jets. They suck. The Steelers' offense is horrible. They're not good on offense. The Lions, they're a young, fine team, but this is not their year. The Chicago Bears, they're 2-1, but let's be honest. Are they a good team? They're not a good team. The Cleveland Browns, I'm not scared of Jacoby Brissett. I'm not. All we got to do is stop the run game against the Browns, and I think we'll be okay. And then the Texans, they are a bottom team in the NFL. So after the Bengals, I like where we are with our schedule. So, but the Bengals game, the Bengals are favored by 3.5 points. I love it. I absolutely love it. Keep making the Dolphins underdogs. They were underdogs against Baltimore, and we came back. We shocked the world, 28-3 in the fourth quarter. Nobody, freaking nobody, expected us to beat the Bills. Heck, even a little bit in me was like, I don't know. I think the Bills are going to beat the Dolphins. and we beat the Bills. And then absolutely nobody, even myself, even most Dolphins fans, said that the Dolphins were going to start the season 3-0 and have the best record in the AFC. Nobody, no, not even myself, expected the Dolphins to start the season 3-0. So, we can do anything. If we can beat the Bills, we could beat the Ravens like we did. We could pretty much beat anybody in any way we want. So, but let's talk about this game. I'll start with our offense against their defense. Their defense is solid. I think I'll go back and I'll watch some of their film against the Jets just to get an understanding. But I do like our offense. I do like our offense against their defense. Tyreek Hill always talking smack about Eli Apple, which I love. I love the trash talk by Tyreek. He's like, man, you know, he owes me one because I think he was shut down in the AFC Championship game, I believe. But he was talking trash about Eli Apple, and Tyreek was like, man, he owes me one, and I'm going to get him on Thursday night. So I do like this Bengals. I do like their front. That's their advantage on us. I do like their front defensive line with Hubbard and Hendrickson. I do think that'll be a pretty tough matchup for the Dolphins' offensive line. Hopefully Teron plays on Thursday night. We'll see if he can go. We'll have Connor Williams, which Teron Armstead, Connor Williams, and Robert Hunt had grades in the top 10 for best offensive lineman this week. So that is awesome. That's another thing too. I'm definitely seeing the improvement in our offensive line. And right now, at weak spot, right tackle with Greg Little. Austin Jackson's out right now with an injury, but our weak spot right now is right tackle. And, that's another thing, too. We've proven we can beat the Ravens. We can beat the Bills. Man, we have to go out. We have to go all out this year. I'm telling y'all right now, I don't care what happens Thursday night. The Miami Dolphins have to go all out because we've shown we could be an elite team in the NFL. We show we're the best team in the AFC. If we have a tackle in free agency that's out there and we should go get him. We need to go all out this season, I think. That's my perspective. I want to go all out, go for the big boy, But that's my concern with the Dolphins' offense against the Bengals' defense is their front seven. But I do think that, Tyreek is going to hopefully Tyreek is going to have a bounce-back game. The Bills didn't have their starting secondary. No Micah Hyde, no Jordan Poyer, no Trey White, no Jane Jackson. I know that Waddle had 100 yards, which is great. I love it. But Tyreek Hill was, let's say, shut down. 2 catches for 33 yards. And with this trash talk of hyping up him versus Eli Apple, I do think that Thursday night is a bounce-back game for Tyreek Hill. So we got to get the run game going too, man. That's another thing. Another bad thing I didn't like. Chase Edmonds got 2 touchdowns. Awesome. But Dolphins rushed for 41 yards. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable for later on in the season where we have to rely on being able to run the football. So, and we were able to a little bit in the Ravens game. Couldn't do it at all against the Bills. So, but yeah, that's my perspective on our offense against their defense. And then for our defense, against the Bengals offense. Their offensive line is not good. Got sacked 6 times. I don't know how many times he got sacked against the Jets. Let me check. But I know he got sacked 6 times against the Steelers and 7 times against the Cowboys, because I watched the Cowboys game and he was getting destroyed. Their offense really couldn't do nothing. They came back and they lost. Let me see. How many sacks did the Jets defense have on Joe Burrow? 2 sacks. So Joe Burrow was sacked twice against the Jets. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling y'all right now. I think that the Dolphins are going to sack Joe Burrow at least 4 times. 4 to 5 times. I expect the heat to come to Joe Burrow and get him panicking, making bad decisions, because if that happens, we're going to be fine, I think. Guys like Ogba, Christian Wilkins, Jalen Phillips, getting the pressure, getting in Joe Burrow's face. That's what we need, because that's the weakness of the Bengals. Their weakness is their offensive line. So far, they went out and they got La'el Collins, Ryan Kapka. You know, they got all these offensive line pieces, but they look really bad still. They still look really bad. And I feel like if we can get the pressure on Joe Burrow and force him to make bad decisions, we're going to be good. We're going to be good. Also, we got Xavier Howard against Jamar Chase, which should be this should be a very entertaining matchup if that happens. It's Xavier Howard against Jamar Chase, which I'm pretty sure that's the guy we're going to have covering Jamar. It should be. It should be Xavier Howard. So, but yeah, man, I'm excited for this game. Thursday night, our first primetime game of the season. I believe the Dolphins are going to be wearing their aqua jerseys because the Bengals are doing a whiteout, white helmets, white jerseys, white pants. So the Bengals are going with a whiteout, and I think the Dolphins are going to be wearing their aqua greens Thursday night in Cincinnati. So it'll be the first time we see those this season. And I don't know, man. I want us to win this game. Do I think we're going to win the game? I don't want to jinx it. I'm going to say yes. I have confidence that we're going to win the game, but just get it in your head, folks. For all the Dolphins fans, just get it in your head. This team is not going undefeated. It's not realistic for anybody in 2022 to go undefeated. No team in the NFL is perfect. So, if we have a letdown game Thursday night, you know, it is what it is. We still beat the Ravens. We beat the Bills. We're 3-0, and we'd still be on top of the AFC with the Chiefs and the Bills, barring if one of them loses this week, which they both have tough matchups on the road. So I'm excited, though. I'm very excited for Thursday night. It should be a great game, and barring anything from, this hurricane, if I get washed out and there's no electricity and I can't watch the game, it's a bummer. But if everything goes well, which I'm hoping and praying that everything will go well, I'll be back right here Thursday night to break down this game between the Dolphins and the Bengals, a big Thursday night game. So I'm out of here. Thank you all so much for joining me. If you have not already, be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel for some more Dolphins content. Like I said in the video, going over the Dolphins schedule, I'm going to the Steelers-Dolphins game. That is Week 7 October 23rd. I will be there. So, I'm going to be there. I don't have to do the same thing I did with the Tampa Bay game last year. I'm going to have to go tailgate, uh, doing vlogs, all that stuff. That is going to be extremely fun. I'm excited. Steelers Dolphins, October 23rd, Sunday night football as well. That place is going to be electric. I can't wait. So, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more Dolphins content. Comment down below, who do you think is going to win between the Dolphins and the Bengals on Thursday night. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from me. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @Conlon_Joseph, and guys, and TikTok as well. But guys, for wrestling fans, more than likely, the worst part of the storm here is going to be tomorrow night. So I'm counting on not doing an AEW review tomorrow night. If anything changes, I'll obviously tweet it out. But I will definitely be here if I can Thursday night for the Dolphins Bengals. Have a good one. Stay safe, and as always, stay classy. We out. Peace.